wanted to introduce Stefano Isola of Ceramica Mediterranea and Ingegnere Marco Rizzano of the Bio Building Block. Welcome. And now you start with your presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I'm Stefano Isola, and I'm really happy to be here with you, with Andrea, with Massimo, and with all the others. Today, I'm going to talk about sustainability and our brand, Ceramica Mediterranea. Ceramica Mediterranea is the only Italian producer of porcelain stoneware at 0 kilometers. It means that all the products are made up of with raw material extracted and processed in our land, is Sardinia. So we are a Mediterranean story. Everything is done there with local labor. Now I'm gonna show you a little video just to understand our reality. Please. The video, please. No, non parte, me lo devono far andare loro.
Sardinia, ancient island in the Mediterranean. Here, clay, sand, stone, minerals, soil are mixed and blended by skillful hands. We cherish water and use only a few drops to produce our concentrate. The press, the dye, the finishing, and design, from classic to contemporary. In the ovens, hot air is converted into thermal energy. The quality control. Our staff, skilled professionals, hard workers who care about our island. We do not waste, we recover and give new shape thanks to the principles of the circular economy. A journey across the world, which begins in our land and ends with our soil.
Okay. Since 1993, Ceramica Mediterranea is being producing ceramic surfaces for wall and floor coverings with raw material. I talked about raw material. For raw material, I mean feldspar, minerals, sands, everything we extract in our land in Sardinia. For that reason, I talk about 0 kilometers. This allows us to obtain a resistant product with an above average breaking strength. By its nature and composition, our porcelain stoneware is a sustainable product. But the change since 1993 that happened of our factory is in 2001, when the company is taken over by Bernard Masel, a wise businessman from South Tyrol, so in the north of Italy. But he decided to leave all the plant of the factory in the south of Sardinia, because he understood that the fact to have a raw material could be a chance to change the process production and going to the sustainability. So the factory is in Guspini, is in a small city of Sardinia, and so took on the role of ethically sustainable factory. Today, Mediterranean brand is a solid, stable company that continue to increase its surfaces, basically with versatile surfaces of ceramic, and we try to start from Sardinia but export everything all over the world. Basically, the network is still in progress. I like to say that we offer solution, not only products, because after 30 years of production, we know that the average of square meters that we are able to produce is really important, but is not the only thing. The design products is more important. Being precision in terms of performances and qualities is the best thing to get. So I like to say that we are going to a step where is the perfection of avoiding dispersion of resources. This is the aim. This is the plan. Another word that I like to explain is reliability. The primary interest of our company is reliability in supply and delivery times. So we think that we have to increase every day the precision and in regularity in quality standard for our client for our design. Then we are inspired by a sober, welcoming elegance that speak about nature and sustainability. This one is the factory, but I want to stop a little bit in this slide. We have 30 years of experience. In 30 years, we invest 100 million of euros. Turnover is 35 million only in 2022. And we start in 1993 with 35 of employees, and now we are 135. All the labor in Guspini are from Sardinia, and this is important also in terms of ethic industry to create new growth and new richness in our country. Talking about sustainability, I like to say that probably the phrase that I like is that nothing goes to waste. Through Ceramica Mediterranea brand, we have given new life to raw materials, limiting their consumption and trying to safeguard in our garden. I like to say our garden because our island is so small. And our journey follows the 6 R of sustainability. So respect, recycle, reduce, rescue, reuse, and revive. We foster sustainability development. So it means that we try to protect our planet. How? Energy saving is the best thing to achieve. Careful consumption of the resources. And the most important thing is the design in terms of process. So is innovative production cycle, innovative production design of process. About raw material, I already told. I want to show you this slide because the renewable energy is really important. Our plant is powered by photovoltaic panel that allows us to have a clean energy, so it's a friendly production. Then we are able to save the water in our process of grinding and recollect the rainwater to reduce at minimum the use of well water. Emission reduction. With our heat recovery system from our tree oven, we are able to prevent the emission of 6,000 tons of CO2 in the atmosphere. And then another important thing is the waste recovery. So our process allows us to recycle the unfired material that are discarded from the production and the fired one that are, for example, broken. So we try to reduce the cost of the raw material, the usage of raw material, also in terms, for example, in transportation and oil, for example. And then labor protection. Labor protection because, as I said before, we try to increase our richness, giving new position, giving new role in our factory, trying to develop the circle. I mean the process. In terms of production of porcelain stoneware, our process is really simple. It's like to do a pizza, I say, because we have the preparation of the raw material, then we have the grinding and drying, we have the pressing, we have the glazing, firing, and then the rectification that give the quality and the quality standard of our products, and then so quality control, packaging, and shipping. About the future, Mr. Serri talked about a lot about personal stoneware. So they are hypoallergenic, they are waterproof, they don't contain plastic, they don't release harmful substances. It's important in using in many fields. So is in interior, in exteriors. Going to. We are, for that reason, we are in harmony with the United Nations 2030 agenda. So all these things that you can see from the water, the energy, the economic growth, what I told before, we try to achieve more goals about this agenda, as I said before, because the step in the future is in that way. I would like to show some of our products and our design. As our business and production are based on two catalogs, the general one is Ceramica Mediterranea, and then a couple of words of a B-side that contains design unique products. Ceramica Mediterranea collection are inspired by the uniqueness of the nature, the authenticity of the wood, the strength of the stone, the rarity of the metal, the elegance of the water. I like to explain in this way. We know our roots, and this shape our way to do. Basically, the result is a versatile product that can be considered as testimonials of the Sardinia identity. And we try to get off of Sardinia to go outside our land, and the expression can be the interior design, for example, the architecture, and so we can use in many fields, try to transmit our roots. The last thing that I want to talk with you is about Abizai. That it's important to explain our word of Abizai. Abizai is an ancient Sardinian word that means to vivify, to keep alive, to project, to integrate. I like so much this word of inclusion, integrate, especially in architecture and interior design. Ceramic manufacture belongs to a long local tradition, and basically represented with the character of the ceramic. Abizai is the expression of an ancient Sardinian history, where the environments try to reveal immediately. A balance between ancient roots of Sardinia and contemporary design. We try to give a new imprint, a second life, both to surfaces and the raw material as well. The workflow take place from an idea to create a singular, unique collection. I'm going to show you a couple of projects, just a couple of images of our projects, just to understand that we try to create a unique Sardinian style, combining the colors that we have in our land, from the coldest to the warmest one, with the raw earth effect texture that are, for example, typical of the Sardinian facades, and the art of waving. It's important talking about the weaving. For example, in this picture, you can understand what I mean. The typical weaving techniques of Sardinian tapestry and carpets that we call PBONs, developed by dedicated local craftsmen, are reinterpreted in an iconographic key, in not only in the surface of the ceramic, but also in the structure. Then we have the stand here, we invite you to touch the tiles just to understand what I mean. Basically, with our ideas, playing with tradition, geometry, history, and architecture, we try to create a new suggestion and a new inspiration every day. I'm gonna show you a couple of. This one is typical, for example, for tapestry and carpets that we have in the Mediterranean, particularly in Sardinia. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano Isola of Ceramica of Mediterranea. And now I want to listen engineer Marco Rizzano of the bio building block, right?
Yeah, right. I also have the presentation.
Maybe, are you ready for the presentation? Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Thank you to everybody. I present myself. I'm Marco Rizzano and I'm a civil engineer. So, I'm waiting for the presentation.
Just a second.
Yeah. Today I want to speak with you about our vision of the sustainable future, especially in the sector of construction. Yeah. The title of my presentation is Reinforced Wood as an Innovative Material for Sustainable Construction. So, reinforced wood is a combination of two materials, wood and steel. So, in the next slide, I want to tell you more. So, this is the 5 chapter was subdivided my presentation. So, we start from the introduction. For us, the introduction is to analyze the actual building material, for example, reinforced concrete, steel, masonry, wood, and try to take every positive things from each this building material. For example, the reinforced concrete is a biphasical material and use the good tensile properties of the steel and the good compression properties of the concrete. We do the same thing with other material. So the steel are excellent in seismic capabilities and it is so light. The masonry made the concept of the block. With the masonry you can use natural or artificial block, but this type of construction was have a very bad seismic capabilities. And the last one is the wood structure, that there are only the one completely natural and recyclable, but they have a lot of problem, especially in the seismic behavior. So we present our product. This, as we asked, the bio-building block is a wooden brick that combine the combination of wood and the steel. So it is a biphasical element. In fact, we use the good tensile properties of the steel, like the reinforced concrete, and the good compression properties of the wood. With this combination, we obtain an excellent seismic capabilities. It is also removable and reassemblable, and obviously, like it is a natural and recyclable material, and lightness and modularity. So, another important aspect is that you can fill your block with a lot of material that guarantee and increase the insulation and thermal, acoustic isolation and the thermal properties. Also the arrangement you can do with this system. And the arrangement are in the interior of the wood block. In fact, you can insert inside the block all arrangement, for example, electrical or hydraulic implant. So The biobuilding block is a modular system. In fact, you can create wall, just screw this steel bar into an adjacent block. So you can create a wooden wall without any glue or anything, only with these two material, the wood and the steel bar that are present into the block. So, to study the behavior of this material, we did a lot of tests in a university lab, in this case the University of Salerno near Naples, and we studied the basic resistance, for example, compressive and shear resistance. In fact, we obtain approximately 25 megapascal in compression resistance. This is so high for this type of material. It is like a concrete, but it weighs less. So, as regards the shear resistance, we approximately obtain a value of 77 kilonewton with a compressive load of 44. In this slide, I want to compare the biobuilding block characteristic to other material. For example, the concrete block have a little better resistance. In fact, as you can see in the slide, the concrete block has 1.2 times more are better than the biobuilding block in terms of resistance in compression, but it is 5.5 times weighter than the biobuilding block. Other comparison, you can see other comparison, of course, in this slide. So our block is the lightest material with this property in compression. So we did also some seismic tests to study this aspect, because it is really important for us, for our country, the seismic aspect of this new material. In fact, we did some monotonic, cyclic, and pseudodynamic tests. I think it's more it's better to show you the diagram to the force to displacement in the cycle diagram, the cycle test. We did a test on a little wall based on 10 biobuilding block. So as you can see from this force to displacement diagram, the cycles are very large and very stable. To explain the good properties in compression of this material. So after this, last but not the least, we do a pseudodynamic test on a real scale little building, of course, because it was in a university laboratory, and we associated a pre-established accelerogram to the piston that do the shear force, and this accelerogram is the seismic event which affected two regions in Italy, the Umbria and Marche, in 1997. So, as you can see from this image, we obtain a little damage on little and localized damage on our building to demonstrate this resistance also in seismic in seismic area like Italy. So the eco-sustainability obviously is an important aspect for our projection of the design of this block. In fact, every brick that we can build guaranteed subtraction of approximately 10 kilos of CO2 from the environment. It means that if you have a little house, for example, of 100 square meter, you can have the subtraction of approximately 24 tons of CO2. So, as I asked I tell you some slides ago, you can fill the block with a lot of recyclable material. For example, the wood chips to increase the circular economy of this product. So in the last part of my presentation, I speak about some our project. We are a startup, so we are in the next December. We will do the first real building because we realized a lot of prototypal building to the test. In fact, in this slide of the first two image, you can see a really a small bungalow, a small chalet of 25 square meter, where we did some test to. For example, in this slide, I show you some acoustic test. An important aspect is that you can disassemble this structure and you can reuse the old material. In this, for example, the block. So it is all this is in accordance with our philosophy of a total recycling of all usable material. In the last slide. And to build this project, it takes about 8 hours with 3 workers. In the last slide, I show you some render of our future building that it will be done in this year in December. And a part of a block that we can use is from our last experimentation. So, thank you for the attention, and if you want to know more, you can find us at our stand.
Thank you.